What's happening right now is a lot bigger than what maybe a lot of normies in Canada or non-political active people really understand. Our own government has committed crimes, ethical crimes, actual crimes. They've received donations from Chinese Communist Party. These are facts. These are not conspiracies. The same members who've been accused of all those things and are guilty of all those things are deciding who's investigating them. Let your mind wrap around that one. It's really messed up. And it really is an attack on our democracy, which I know is like a buzzword for conspiracies. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I was raised a liberal in a liberal household, not woke liberal, but like traditional liberal. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this video because, well, this is very, very important to know what's happening and to actually understand and grasp like the importance of our democracy is at stake. Welcome back to another video, everybody. A little bit of a more serious tone to start off, but that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes it's serious, sometimes it's silly. Before we get into it, I want to encourage you to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We are up against Trudeau's algorithm, right? Bill C-11 is passed, real thing, not a conspiracy. We're up against government-funded media organizations such as the CBC and massive corporations like CTV, Global News, yada, yada, yada. You know the spiel. And if you'd be interested in some merch to represent your love and passion for freedom and, you know, the country, then the link for that is down in the description below, as well as the pinned comment. And without further ado, let's watch our favorite dictator give a dictator speech.
While preparing his report, Mr. Johnston was given complete access to any relevant records and documents.
Little slip up. He almost said all records. Nope, he wasn't given access to all records. He was given access to relevant records. Little slip. I hope you caught that.
From across government. I myself welcomed the opportunity to sit down with him, as did other ministers. He also interviewed senior officials, security experts, and many others. The work has led him to conclude that, and I quote, "The elections of 2019 and 2021 were well protected by sophisticated mechanisms, and there is no basis to lack confidence in their results."
Which is a crazy thing to state because they're already admitting that there was Chinese interference, that the Chinese Communist or the Communist Party of China has already either infiltrated by paying people, which is one example. They've threatened people. They have illegal Chinese police stations operating in Canada to keep Chinese Canadians, you know, at their mercy, essentially. And, you know, it's just crazy what's happening. It's not a conspiracy. It's not. Don't wait for a movie. Don't wait for a book. Don't wait 50 years from now for it to be in history books. It's happening right now in front of our eyes. And it's so difficult for a lot of people to understand because they have faith in the institution. I am a product of the institution. I was in the military for several years, and I am still very optimistically positive about the institution, but stuff like this, you just can't dismiss. You can't turn a blind eye to this like very dictator type of country that or government that we have. If you want a dictatorship, well, you're free to go to China. But those of us that are like into this freedom movement, this conspiracy stuff, this tinfoil hat stuff, we don't want this dictatorship to happen here in Canada. That's why these videos are so important. That's why you're seeing a rise of people that are politically active. That's why you have people waving Canadian flags, because Canada has a democratic institution, right? And that's being just broken down right in front of our eyes. And it's really time to, again, here comes another buzzword, but wake up. So here we go. Let's continue the speech.
Opposition leaders offering security clearances so that they may receive the relevant intelligence. I think
the first part of that was cut off, not by me, but by CPAC. He's saying that leaders of the opposition parties like Pierre Poilievre and Jagmeet Singh and the Bloc, they're being offered a security clearance so that they can access the documents. That was the first little bit that just got cut off.
Everyone can agree with the former Governor General's assessment that all leaders must work from a common understanding of true facts. Mr. Johnson also recognized that more work must be done to address the shortcomings in the flow of security information from the public service to the political level. Our government will always protect the integrity of Canada's democracy and stand up to foreign attempts to interfere with it. And this is a duty our government has dedicated ourselves to since day one.
I have to call that out because this has been going on for several years and nothing has been done about it until the Conservatives were hounding them. Jagmeet Singh, surprisingly, is also kind of on the same side as Pierre Poilievre in the Conservative Party with this and hounding Trudeau over this Chinese interference. But it was started by the Conservatives and it's been trending on social media for so long that the government can't avoid it because they don't yet know how to suppress social media the way that they want to. All real things happening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a conspiracy. It's very, very real. So when Trudeau says things like, well, we care, we put the safety of Canadians first because we care about the integrity of our government. That's a lie. He's trying to get away with it. It's that simple. Yes, it's like schoolyard mentality. Like you did something you're not supposed to. You try to get away with it. You got caught. You wait as long as you can. Hopefully it goes away. It doesn't. Then you address it. Like you do that as kids. You do that in school. And you do that as adults. But the politicians also do that. And people just seem to think it's like crazy and not real when the politicians do it. But it's very real. And it's very, yes, it is crazy, but it's also very real.
In fact, in 2015, we ran on a promise to bring in oversight of our national security agencies by parliamentarians from all parties, something the previous government had staunchly refused to do. And we did that. The work to counter foreign interference needs to constantly innovate and evolve, especially in a world where interference by other countries in our democracy is more frequent and increasingly sophisticated. Just look at how easy it has been for bad actors to create and disseminate misinformation and disinformation online. And that's merely one example.
He loves to say mis and disinformation. Oh my God, it's so annoying. We have another video that I'm about to show you. I know it's difficult. I know it's annoying. I know you want to click off. And the true fans continue to watch and they mute Trudeau's part and they hear what I have to say. And I'm sorry, but he is the prime minister. He is the leader of the country. And as much as you hate him, as much as he has that punchable face, right? You gotta know what the hell's happening. You gotta know what's happening. And that's why we watch these videos. So here we go. This is a Twitter clip from CPAC on the exact same topic where he's basically saying David Johnston is notable and we should respect what he's done. What a load of crap.
So sticking on foreign interference, given that the opposition leaders seem to have rejected David Johnston's report and are now questioning his integrity, would you look to have someone else oversee the public hearings aspect of this?
First of all, they're not questioning his report. They're only questioning his integrity. I'd suggest that opposition leaders and indeed Canadians take a look at his report and understand the work that he's done in this. This is an eminent Canadian who has served in many capacities over decades, was appointed Governor General by Stephen Harper, and has done extraordinary work on an extremely serious issue. We have further offered to all opposition party leaders that they get the security clearance necessary to look at all the intelligence that went into forming the conclusions in that report. And further, we've asked our two predominant and preeminent national security oversight agencies, NCIRA and NSICOP, which is made up of parliamentarians from all different parties, the capacity to look at all the intelligence that grounded the report that Mr. Johnston has put out, to see for themselves and explain whether they agree with those conclusions or not. So I would simply ask Canadians and indeed opposition leaders to actually look at the substance of this very serious issue and take it with the seriousness that it deserves, not the partisanship that seems to be running rampant right now, combined with personal attacks against an esteemed former Governor General.
Dude, like, he's trying to gaslight people by the millions. David Johnston has spent tremendous amounts of time with Justin Trudeau throughout their childhood. Their kids have played together and they are ski buddies. This is said by Trudeau. This is said by David Johnston. And I'm sure if you're watching this video and if you've reached this point in the video, you've already seen, it's very likely that you've already seen the footage of them saying these things and potentially even some like footage of them like on the ski hill or whatever. It's a breach of ethics. It's a conflict of interest. It doesn't matter if it's Mother Teresa herself. They know each other. There's history there. There's an incentive to not burn the prime minister of the country, to a long-standing family friend. It just, anyone who is ignorant to that, turns a blind eye to that, I'd say that you're more into communism than any other aspect of government. And if that's what you want, there are plenty of options outside of Canada, but this will not be allowed, nor will it be tolerated here in Canada. We are better than that. And that's where we're going to that's where we're going to end the video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already. I can't talk today. Sorry about that. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop linked right up there. Or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this, you can do so by clicking or tapping right there to watch the next upcoming video. And if you want to watch a little bit of different content, but also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.